the reality is that China is already much larger than the United States. For example, in terms of the economy, in terms of PPP, purchasing power parity, China is already about 130% that of the United States.
Why do you think that when you speak to Western journalists or when Western journalists speak about China, there's just so much general condescension towards China?
If you really look at the U.S. Bias and prejudice and bigotry against China, I would say at the core of that bigotry, there is a level of racial discrimination. And they forgot that the Chinese civilization really lasted much longer than the Western civilization by any stretch of the imagination. From my perspective, from the Chinese perspective, we look at very particular episodes in the context of our continuous, uninterrupted 5,000 years history. In that time frame, the United States is very important today, but is not always that important in our time horizon. So we need to be very objective. And if the United States wants to bully China and try to lock itself out of the largest market in the world, then we in China need to deal with the situation without the United States. I'm pretty sure China will continue to survive for the coming 5,000 years. When the British engaged China for the Opium War, and please keep in mind, it's an opium war. Britain wanted to sell opium to China. China lost that war. And that started the more or less 100 years of downfall or decline of China. I think the big lesson we learned in China is that China need to be very strong. China need to be on its feet. And I don't think any power in the world today will ever even indulge in the fantasy that they can conquer China or bully China or carve China into pieces. China today is the megatrend of the world. Whether you like China or not, you need to live with China, live in peace with China, and get along with China. Be happy to see China's rise. And if there is any real competition between China and the United States, it will be if the United States wants to impose its values, its political system, its ideology onto China, which China will never accept.